Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn Pot of Gold by Plautus. I will be discussing about Plautus, characters and the summary of the text. First, we will learn about Plautus. So Plautus was born in Sardinia in Albania about 254 BC. Little is known about his life, but he went to Rome as a state assistant. He is well known for his comedies, and then we switch to main characters. So here is a household god, familiaris. Euclio, a miserly old man. Staphyla, his housekeeper. Megadorus, his neighbor and an elderly bachelor. Phaedria, Euclio's daughter. Eunomia, sister of Megadorus. Strombolus, steward to Megadorus. Congreo, a cook hired by Megadorus. Anthrazac, another cook. The scene takes place at Athens outside the house of Euclio, who is the major character, and Megadorus, his neighbor. So the story starts with a prologue of Lar Familiaris, who is a guardian spirit of that house. So he tells about the mystery of the pot of gold, how it was saved by Euclio's grandfather, who was a very great miser, who didn't give the pot of gold to his son when he was on his deathbed, and now the guardian spirit was entrusted with the money, and he decides to give it to Euclio for the sake of his daughter, who was very kind to him and brought him daily offerings of wine and incense. So Lar Familiaris wanted to give the gold to him so that he could give her in marriage. He opens the suspense by telling that certain young man had already slept with Phaedria and she does not know who the man was, but the young man knew it properly. So Euclio, as a father, was unaware of the fact that Phaedria was had already slept with a certain man, and now she is not virgin. Lar Familiaris again says that he was going to evoke the old gentleman who lives next door to ask Phaedria in marriage, so that the young man who had already slept with him to pop the question, as the old man was his uncle. So he tells that the young boy had seduced her that night when it was an harvest night. And now we'll see Euclio, who is in a possession of a pot of gold which was passed on from by his grandfather and was given to him by Lar Familiaris. So his mental state creates a comedy in the play because he thinks the various people who are around him are trying to steal his pot of gold. All the events which was taking place, he thinks that he it was a plan for taking away his pot of gold from him. So now Megadorus and the neighbor and an elderly bachelor approach Euclio to ask his daughter in marriage. But Euclio goes on saying that he must know him, the Megadorus, that he must be knowing about his pot of gold, and he makes him agree on a note that he won't give a penny in dowry when he gives his daughter to him. But Megadorus, who was keen on marrying Phaedria, uh, agrees to the point, and they decide that the wedding would take place that particular day. When Staphyla gets to know about the proposal of the marriage on the particular day, she reveals the fact that Phaedria was about to give birth to a child, and if the marriage takes place that particular day, they have the truth will be revealed and they have to face the shame. So goes on to carry on the orders of Euclio and start preparing. Euclio is tense about the pot of gold and makes the pot of gold hide into the shrine of good faith. but the that position was found out by the slave of that young man who has slept with that Phaedria. He was a slave of Lyconides. Here we'll see Lyconides with his mother Eunomia, the sister of Megadorus, approaching to his uncle Megadorus as he wants to convince not to marry Phaedria as he loved her and had already slept with her. Meanwhile, Eunomia convinced his brother Megadorus to stop his marriage and to make the Phaedria married to his own son. Here, the slave of Lyconides returned with the pot of gold from Euclio, which he had stolen from the shrine of Silvanus. The thief, the slave, met Lycodenes, but he ran away. Meanwhile, Megadorus agrees on marriage of Lycodenes with Phaedria. Here we see Phaedria crying out in pain of labor, but still Euclio is unaware of the fact, and his mind is full of the thoughts of the pot of gold which was stolen. And now he meets Lycodemus, the young man who has seduced his daughter, and that the man confesses his mistake of of having slept with his daughter. Now Euclio receives a great shock on being made aware of the fact, and he denies the marriage Lyconides with his daughter Phaedria. But Lycodemus, who helped Euclio to achieve his pot of gold, because he knew that his slave only had taken it from Euclio. Euclio was very greatly impressed by Lycodemus' honesty, and he gave the hands of his daughter to Lycodemus, and also gave him his pot of gold for his dowry, because now he understood that without the money he was the happiest man in the world, because if he had the possession he was in the state of constant misery about the safety of the gold, and he had to find new places to hide that piece of gold. So here this play happily ends with Phaedria finding a suitable husband for herself, and Lycurgus getting her his love mate. In the next video, I will be posting about the question and answers, so stay tuned. Do like, share, subscribe, and comment below.